A bunch of new product from Keitech, Raid, River2Sea, and a bunch more. This is the drop. How's it going, guys? Travis here from Tackle Bros. Thanks for hanging out today. This is our regular weekly program. We kind of save everything up throughout the whole week, put it in one video, show you guys all the new stuff, restocks, and yeah, that's pretty much the program now. So 7:30s, Thursdays, this is the place to be. I'm with my boy Ashton. How was your birthday last week, buddy?
Pretty fire.
Pretty fire? What'd you do?
Nothing.
You did nothing. And you couldn't be here to hang out with me.
I did.
You had dinner? Where'd you go?
One-Eye Jacks.
Little One-Eye Jacks action. All right. So up here, we're in the middle of probably the hottest 4 days of all time. If you walk outside, you basically have to go back in, get changed, and then attempt to go back out. Not been fun, but we're getting through it. Last week was opener up here in Zone 17. So in Ontario, Canada, which is where we are, if you're not familiar, we're broken into different zones. Last week was our zone to finally be able to fish bass. I know I got out there, we fished a derby against each other, and I finished higher than everybody in the shop, so pretty awkward.
Beat by like 3 spots.
Well,
4 spots.
well,
And like a pound.
that's true. Still wasn't great, but it was still fun nonetheless. Good to get some rust off, and then back to regular programming. We can go fishing, you know, a couple days a week, hopefully now. So we've changed our schedule to when we're gonna start dropping the videos. We missed last Sunday. I was out fishing. I wasn't, so was Ash. We weren't trying to get in here and shoot a video, and we didn't really have anything banked. So we just said, you know what? Everyone's gonna forgive us. It's bass opener, but back to the regular schedule programming. And we got a lot of cool stuff that's going to be coming up now that we can get it on the water, and going to be pretty exciting. All right, so we're going to dive in here to Keitech. I'm going to start with the Pro Packs. If you guys aren't familiar with Keitech for whatever reason, basically it's the originator of the soft plastic paddle tail ribbed swim bait. They make them in a bunch of amazing sizes, and generally because they're very soft, guys are buying a bunch of packs. So what they decided to do, put 30 into one pack and make the pack absolutely giant instead of stacking it and making it palatable to put in the boat. That being said, we have them. So they're just gonna be available in 6 colors right now, only in the 3.8 inch size. That's the most common size. I don't know if they're gonna do any of the other ones, but for now we get what we get. We'll run through the colors really quick. We're gonna have the Sight Flash. We're gonna have Tennessee Shad. We're going to have Pro Blue Red. We're gonna have some Sexy Shad and Smallmouth Magic, and finally Bluegill Flash. So basically they've probably taken whatever their top 6-8 colors, best sellers, put them into the Pro Packs. A lot of these are best sellers for us as well. That Sight Flash, that 10 Shad, Bluegill Flash, those are kind of staple colors up here. So definitely check those out if you're a fan of the 3.8 inch Keitechs. You just get more in one shot. I don't know if there's actually a price break. Yeah, I think it's just you just get more. You don't have to buy as many packs. So check those out from Keitech. Keitech, we have a massive restock. I'm going to get into a couple things because there's some new colors and new products, but overall Keitech, we have everything. Let's talk about some colors. This is going to be Clear Silver Glow. So this is a cool one. It's basically kind of like a smoky white color, but in the UVs, like once you get some sunlight onto this thing's gonna have a nice glow underwater. So this is gonna be available in a 2.8, a 3.3 size, and then a 3.8 inch size. Glow is a very popular feature in some of the soft baits we have, especially in white ones. So cool to see Keitech getting in on that. I think this one's only available in a 3.8, but we're also gonna see Chartreuse Glow come into the Keitech color lineup. So again, Chartreuse color, UV lights, it's gonna get down there. Once it's a little bit darker, it's gonna have a nice glow to it. Bass Candy available in a 3.8 as well as a 3.3. This is a really cool, it's like a chartreusey greenback with a pearl belly, and then it's gonna have some gold and purple flake in it. This is a cool one. I can't believe we didn't have this one before. This seems like it should have already been a staple color. And then just in the 4.8, we're gonna see chartreuse back pearl. And then in Easy Shiner, a couple new colors. We're gonna have Chartreuse Back Pearl. So I don't know if this is a new color for them, but new to us. It's maybe one of the coolest colors of all time. This is gonna be Pro Purple. So like a shaddy color, I would say, baitfish color with a nice purple hue on it. It's got some purple flake in it as well. That's a really cool one in the 4-inch Easy Shiner. And then in the 5-inch Easy Shiner, we're gonna see Chartreuse Shad. So chartreuse, kind of a clear transparent belly with some silver flake. All those are new from Keitech. And then for restocks, when we got Keitech maybe a couple months ago, we hadn't started doing these videos yet, but I think the week after is when we kind of started, right? Yeah. I think we shot one with all this stuff and then we got distracted because we went down south, right? Yeah, so I'm just gonna touch base on a couple of products that we finally got restocks in that were new to us before we started doing the drops. I'm gonna talk to you about the Keitech Paddlin Beaver. This is a new product from Keitech this year. It's a really cool bait from Keitech, something unique. I guess it is kind of like a beaver profiled bait. It's gonna have this offset segmented tail. This is going to be a great one if you're, free rigging. It's going to be a great jig trailer. You can Jika rig this thing, throw it on a jig head and shake it around. I think most guys are going to use this as a jig trailer or, free rig or Jika rig. It's just a really unique profile in the water. It's going to have a lot of tail action on it. It's going to pair up well with a 2 or 3/0 hook somewhere in there. It's going to have a nice perfect spot on the bottom here so you can rig this thing perfectly every time. And then it has a nice little center, I guess, laneway, which is going to have your hook lay down nicely. Great Keitech scent. Yeah, just a really cool one from Keitech. The main colors that had sold out last time were the black, which I was just showing you, the natural craw. This seemed to be probably the most popular color. And then green pumpkin chartreuse, green pumpkin chartreuse on the back there. Those were kind of the 3 that we were out of. So if you guys are looking for maybe a new jig trailer or you like Jika rigging and you're looking for something that's going to kind of give you a little bit of a unique look, or free rigging, this is going to, again, disperse a lot of water. It's going to have a nice flutter, good fall rate, good castability. So check this one out from Keitech. Again, another one that we have had in here for a little bit, but we haven't had a chance to talk about, and that's going to be the Glide Camron. So we'll pop one of these guys out. This is a pretty cool bait from Keitech. So these are going to be made from more of a dense plastic, something like the Bakomi Cross, stuff like that. And this is kind of like the name says, it's going to be a backglide bait. Essentially, you're going to throw this thing out there, and instead of the bait, falling regularly, it's going to fall away from you. So this is really key when you're fishing in around docks, things that you can't really, there's no room on top of the water to kind of skip it or flip it up underneath. So you can throw this against laydowns, any type of cover like that, and it's just going to kind of, glide back into up underneath the cover where you can't normally get to. 3/8 ounce, available in a ton of different colors, and it has these really, really cool craw-ish like appendages that are going to move around, gets you some attention. Because of that backgliding action, it's going to keep you in the strike zone a little bit longer. So as you're lifting it up, it's going to fall back into the area that you were trying to keep them in. Just another cool one to check out from Keitech. Backglide's been popular for a long time. Good to see them getting into it. It's going to have their amazing squid scent, all their popular colors. So check these out from Keitech. This color here is Goby. So, I mean, pretty self-explanatory color right there. Really, really cool. So that's in from Keitech. And then in addition to all of the easy shiners, fat swings, the other stuff I just talked to you about, we're gonna see a big restock in all of their terminal and jigs. So I'm gonna have all the guard spin jigs are gonna be back in stock, and I think almost all the colors. Super popular football jigs are all gonna be back in stock. The blacks, green pumpkins, you guys kind of know the deal on that by now. The mono spin jigs are all back in stock. And then the tungsten super football jigs are back in stock. The ball head jigs are not so much back in stock. They were very out of stock on those, and I wonder why. So I think that wraps up Keitech. So let's keep going. Moving over to D-Style, we are gonna see a new bait in the Virola lineup, but not like the Virola. This is going to be the Virola 3-inch elastomer version. So it's elastomer. What does that mean? It means it's going to be floating, but it also means it's going to be durable. So this is that same thing that everybody seems to be going to. It's not going to work the same way. If you're a Virola guy, we love the Virolas for mid-strolling. We love throwing it on BWA rigs, so just that ball head and kind of a slow retrieve back to you. This isn't gonna play out like that because of that high float. So if you're trying to do that, this thing's gonna kind of float up like this. The whole body's gonna float normally. The way they're using this over in Japan is they're doing a lot of topwater with it. They're also fishing this on bottom with a ball head. So if you put this onto a ball head and you just kind of bounce it along the bottom, because of the high float, it's going to have that tail stick up like this, and it's going to look like a bait fish kind of eating off the bottom. And they're also using this on a kind of a downshot wacky rig, I would say. Similar to what I was just talking about with the ball head. This thing is going to be scooting along the bottom, and it's going to look like a bait fish eating. I mean, that's what they're eating anyway. All right, let's run through the colors really quick. So we'll start right here with DP Wakasagi. Nice little purple. We'll go into a Han Wakasagi. This is going to be Blue Magic. Green Pumpkin. Green Pumpkin. And then finally, Sight Wakasagi. So, really cool new product from DieZel. Make sure you guys check that out. Moving over to Raid, we're going to see a big restock across the board on all Raid jigs. And then we're also going to see a new addition to the jig family in the Dama type Kiwami. This is going to be Raid's smallest jig offering. If you've been fishing, you know, BFS style or like ultra lightweight stuff, you throw fluff, anything like that, you're probably familiar with the small rubber jig. This is a very popular technique over in Japan. It's also a very popular technique up here on ultra clear water, Great Lakes stuff. Basically going to be a 1-2 punch with, you know, kind of a marabou. This one in particular, they have kind of coned out the head so it comes through stuff a little bit easier. It's also going to help with it having a very natural fall rate. It's going to have a little bait keeper on there, so if you want to add some weight to it or just a little bit of bulk, you can throw an extra little piece of plastic on there. I fish these a lot without any plastic on them at all. Periodically, I'll take, you know, a little chunk of something and throw it on there. Very, very similar to a hair jig, like I said. So this is going to be their smallest of the three. This is going to be available in all the Dama colors. So you're going to have your blacks, your shrimps, your green pumpkins, all the natural ones, a couple of the crazy ones. It's going to be available. Again, this is the lightest, smallest hook version. So there's going to be some smaller weights. We're going to start with a 0.9 gram, so very, very, very lightweight. We're going to have a 1.3 gram version. We're going to have a 1.8 gram version. And then that one that I was holding here is going to be the 2.3 gram version. So as you can see, tiny, tiny hook, tiny head, like ultra light BFS. You know, this is going to be on your hair jig rod at the most. So keep that in mind when going to this. You want to throw it on something a little bit more conventional, more of a regular sized rubber jig. We also have a full restock on the Dama type cover. So these are going to be available from 2.3 grams all the way up to 5.5. And then if you're looking for a sneaky little finesse sort of football jig, we're going to have the Dama type level. So this is going to be more of a football jig style head. This actually has a unique line tie, which allows it to come through cover really good. It allows it to fall a little bit more level. And these are going to be available in a 5.5, 7, and a 9 gram. So all these are going to be, I think we have every color back in stock. Every color, every size back in stock. So check out the Dama. Ultra popular, especially the cover and the level, and we're happy to have the Kiwami as well. Also from Raid, we're going to see a big restock on all of their master jigs. So this is going to be the flipping jig offering from Raid. They come in a bunch of great sizes, a bunch of great colors, and then their swim jig, which has become one of my favorite swim jigs for coming through cover. We're going to see the Raid head slide, and it's going to be available in a new size, which is going to be 5 grams. We now have the 5, 7, 9, and 11 gram available in this guy. Phenomenal swim jig. They come through cover really well. Definitely check this one out from Raid. Okay, so moving over to Gangcraft, we're going to see 2 new Canada exclusive colors in the Rest 108. So what Gangcraft has done is they've teamed up with their Canadian distribution. They've, you know, gone back and forth, and they've come up with 2 new colors. Now, before I get into that, they've also teamed up with Ryugi to replace all the split rings and all the trebles. So you're gonna have ultra premium hardware on, you know, probably one of Gangcraft's most popular jerkbaits, I would say. So yeah, let's get into it. These are just called Tackle 1 Custom 1 and Tackle 1 Custom 2. You guys can use your imagination to what colors they are. If you're not familiar with the Rest 108, this is going to be a 5 to 6 foot diving jerkbait. It's 108 millimeters, so kind of standard to the most popular sizes of jerkbait. It's going to have that weight transfer system, so it's going to have really good castability, and it comes through very nicely. You work it a little bit more aggressively than you would maybe, you know, a Vision 110 or something like that. They have a great drawing power, they have great roll, and they also have great lucky lips. So if you If you're new to Gancraft, they put these white lips on all their baits and they call it lucky lips. If you've ever seen an IU, they have these bright white lips. It's really, really cool and something Gancraft has adapted. This is custom color number 1. Purple back with kind of like a bluish green head into a transparent side with a chartreuse belly, chartreuse pearl belly. And then we're gonna have custom color number 2. So this is gonna be kind of like a cherry pink, white with some translucent siding to it. And then it's also gonna come down into a blue tail. Really cool color. It's obviously gonna catch fish. 2 really cool colors from Gancraft. Hopefully it'll get you guys to throw a 108. If you guys haven't thrown a Rest 108, you're definitely missing out. So check these out from Gancraft. Okay, so taking a break from the JDM market, we're gonna move to something a little more homegrown. One of our favorite brands in the shop and something that's been in here since pretty much day 1. We're gonna have a look at X-Zone lures. So this is like I said, more of a homegrown company that's kind of blown up recently. They have big name guys on their team, Brandon Polinick, Cooper Gallants, all these guys, and they started in the last couple of years to make some really unique baits that have kind of become staples up here. I mean, their tube in this color Touchdown has been in my box for I don't even know how many years. One of my favorite all-time tubes. Let's talk about what's new and a huge restock across the line. So the reason why I brought the tubes up, that 3.75 and the 2.75 inch tubes are all back in stock. 309 is an amazing color. Once you get familiarized with X-Zone, you'll see that everywhere. That's kind of, I would say, their stamp signature color. Touchdown, if I could only have one tube color from them, would be Touchdown. It's just like an amazing green pumpkin, purple gold with a little bit of a iridescent belly. So those are really cool. All the True Center sticks, so this is just their kind of Senko style bait, are all back in stock. All their Wacky rig tools, so this is, again, just a Wacky rig tool. It's gonna come on a lanyard. It's got a little clip on it. Inexpensive tool from them that if you don't have a Wacky rig tool, I don't know what you're doing. So those are there. And then their tungsten is also back in stock. X-Zone makes a really premium tungsten product. They come all weight stamped. They also have the chip proof and the painted flipping weights. Their drop shot weights come in either line tie or in the pin chin. Check out all of the restocks in X-Zone. The other really, really big one that came out in the last couple of years is the Hot Shot Minnow. So this is their floating drop shot style bait. Become ultra popular in the store, available in a ton of really cool colors. Like I said, 309, there you go again. So this is pretty much available in everything, and you're gonna see a lot of them with the Polinick face on it. A new product in the store for us that came out from them last year is going to be the 2.75 inch Swammer. This has been taking over online a lot recently. If you guys watch Tactical Bassin, you'll see they've been throwing this a ton on their underspins and all of their finessier jig heads. It comes in a bunch of great colors that aren't really available in other baits, as well as, standard stuff. Like this is, Pro Blue Red Swirl. They're gonna have gobies, they're gonna have perches, natural craws, 10 shads. So this is gonna be their ghost shad. This is kind of their pearl with like a red shimmer to it. Really, really sweet color. Yeah, there's a ton of them. These are fairly inexpensive. They come 8 to a pack and they pair up nice with a bunch of finesse swim bait stuff. So definitely check these out from X-Zone. Really excited to have these in stock. And yeah, big restock from X-Zone. Definitely check them out. Okay, so speaking of Tactical Bassin, we see a new product in from River2Sea. For us, these came out, what did they come out last year? I think these came out last year. These are going to be the River2Sea tactical wake with Tactical Bassin. So let's this is an extravagant box. So a very nice wood carved box. Looks like a fine bottle of wine in this thing. I'm gonna slide this guy out here, hold the paper back, and you're gonna see this amazing wake bait. I could explain this to you, but I'm gonna butcher it. Those guys are wizards. They know their shit. If you have questions about this, I recommend you go watch Tactical Bassin's video on this. I'm not gonna do it justice. Those guys are on the water 350 out of 365 days a year, I'm sure. So if you want to take a deep dive on this, go check out their video. So this is going to be a 3 3/4 ounce, 8-inch Topwater wake bait. It's gonna have multi-joints, so they've actually made the center joint here metal, so it's gonna be very, very durable. And then the tail is actually jointed as well. In the box, you're gonna have a spare tail. It's also going to come with a spare tail pin, and then you're going to have 2 of these 4X 2-watt Teflon coated, so that's slick coat treble hooks in the box for you. So everything you need plus extras. So they're all going to come with a spare tail and spare parts. So we will run through the colors really quickly. This first one that I was holding is going to be Copper Carp. So all of these are going to come in this amazing, I mean, this is a pretty collectible little wooden box. It's going to have this little finger hole here so you can slide this open pretty easily, and then it's going to reveal your bait. They've put a lot of thought into the packaging on this, which I think when you're buying a premium product like this, you're paying a lot of money. It's nice to have, you know, not just the shitty plastic bag. You want to have something cool that you can be proud of. You can display just this box on your wall. You can use it to store stuff if you want after you're done. Take that little insert out, throw a bunch of random stuff in there. Really cool box on a side note to an amazing bait. So this is gonna be SC Minnow. It's a cool one. We have Golden Shiner. Hitch. We have Tactical Shad. Rainbow Trout. So if you're on a trout fed lake, really cool one. And finally, Chrome Gill. So these are going to be very limited. I don't think we're going to be getting them back for a long time. I don't know what the stock's like. I haven't really looked around. I ordered these a very, very long time ago, and they're just showing up now. So hopefully they are readily available for you guys. Like I said, we have every color in stock right now. If there's only 7, then we have all 7. Definitely check these ones out from River2Sea. I mean, it's tactical bass. What are we going to say? Okay, so new in the shop from us from Z-Man. We've had the 5-inch before. We are now going to add the 4-inch in the ultra fun looking Hellraizer. So this is Z-Man's concept of a new topwater bait. They've been really, really popular in the 5-inch. I think the 4-inch have been out for a while, but we're just getting them now. Yeah, so check out the Hellraizer in a 4-inch and the 5-inch. Everything's back in stock, all the colors. And then in the DieZel Minnow, we've added the 5-inch size. So some of you guys were asking us to bring in the bigger sizes. We now have them in what, 3, 4, and 5-inch?
DieZel Minnow's coming 4 and 5, and the other one's just Minnows.
Okay, yeah, so we have the DieZel Minnow in the 4 and 5, and then the Minnows in the 3. They're basically all the same thing, but these are available in most colors, I believe. This has been an incredibly popular bait for us. So because of the whole mid-strolling thing, if you're up here, I mean, you like fishing, and all you know who Jeff Gustafson is. Jeff Gustafson has won a lot of money and a Bassmaster Classic on this guy right here. So up here, we're calling it hanging a minnow, moping, all that type of stuff. And the most popular one up here is actually the scented jerk shad. This color that I'm holding is Gussie's Glimmer Blue. Back in stock in a 4 and 5-inch. And then we also just have overall in the scented jerk shads a huge restock in them. So all the sizes are going to be back in stock. And then I don't know if this is new. I don't remember seeing it before. Ned Rig Kits from Z-Man. I think we had the green pumpkin one before, but now we have, what is this one called? This one's called the Hot One. So this is the Hot Ned Rig Kit. Comes with ticklers, TRDs, and TRD craws. So that's cool to see from Z-Man. And then across the board, everything Z-Man's back in stock. So a bunch of the chatterbaits, bunch of the terminal tackle, all the plastics for the most part, TRDs, ticklers, you know, all the popular stuff from Z-Man is back in stock. Texas Tackle. Texas Tackle makes one product that we stock and one product only, and that is the split ring pliers. So this is probably the best split ring plier, I would say. If you can only have one, I'm having this one. If it's not a built-in. If you are an everyday person, grab the orange handle. If you throw a lot of smaller stuff, you know, smaller jerk baits, grab the yellow handle. And then for you musky guys and you big bait guys, grab the XL. There's a large too, we don't have it. So we got 3 sizes of those back in. And then from TH Marine, bunch of cool stuff from TH, but the main one that I've been getting asked about is the G-Juice. G-Juice is back in stock. Tournament season, make sure you have one of those in the boat. Okay, so this was brought up to me a couple days ago that when I did the Sims restock a couple weeks ago, I forgot to bring up all the new colors in the Solarflex. So we have 4 new colors in the Sims Challenger Solarflex. A bunch of great colors, actually. These are some of my favorites that I've ever seen. We're gonna have Dark Clover Ghost Camo. So it's gonna be that green. It's gonna have that nice ghost camo on the side. And then we're gonna have the Stone Ghost Camo. So that's a nice kind of deserty color. Then we're gonna have the Black Ghost Camo Graphite. So the ghost camo part obviously is the sleeve area here that you're gonna see. It's gonna have that little bit of a design. All of these Challenger solar hoodies are obviously hooded. They're going to be SPF 30, so you're gonna have a lot of sun protection in these. It's just a great thing to keep you kind of out of the sun when you have to be out in the sun. Especially this week, man. I don't know how anybody can go out fishing without a long sleeve on. And then last but not least, the Cinder with the ghost camo. So 4 new colors in the Challenger Solarflex lineup. So that's going to be everything for us this week. Next week, we are going to have something really, really special for you guys. Something that I've been waiting for what feels like a year now. And I think you guys will be very, very excited about it, especially you northern anglers. So northern US, you know, southern Canada, Quebec, Manitoba. This is going to be a technique that you guys are really familiar with and something that had a little bit of a gap in it that I think has finally been filled. So check out next week. I'm going fishing. I'll talk to you guys later.